Welcome back to Rent Free History, the show about history that lives rent free in our heads. I'm your host, Kem Wosu, and today I'm joined by Peyton Cronin. Peyton, how are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you doing today?
I'm good. I'm glad we have another returning guest. You've joined the Two Timers Club. That that sounds kind of funny. The way Two Timers Club.
Two
Um,
Timers Club.
yeah. Trying to think of I don't think anybody recently. Yeah, I haven't had any guests this year join the Two Timers Club. They've all pretty much been new guests. Basically, mainly because I
Right.
don't, go to college anymore and have access to all the same people over and over again. But like you're one more and you'll tie an old friend of oh not an old friend, she's still my friend, but this girl named Mixley. She was on 3 times in a row or not in a row, but like within like the first like 10 or 12 episodes.
I
And
saw that.
yeah, hasn't been on one since, but I'm hoping that changes soon. And
Yeah.
yeah,
Her. Maybe with me, like, you slurping her crown, gonna come after it. It'll encourage.
yeah,
It's like everybody wants to join this Two Timers Club, guys. It's so cool.
yeah.
It's so cool.
Speaking of clubs, a lot of people that, are in clubs or in think of themselves as sort of elite. And today we're going to be talking about the elite. And not just any kind of elite though, a specific type of elite. These are celebrities, you know, those people that, we grew up thinking that were essentially gods. And I kind of started thinking about celebrities a certain way after I think it started with the Imagine video by what's her name, Gal Gadot. If you've seen that one,
Yeah.
as parodied on the Boys TV show on Amazon Prime.
What a character that woman is. What a character that woman is.
What did you think when you first saw that? Because when I first saw that, I thought, wow, this is really bad. And I have no idea why they're doing this. Did they really think like, there's someone who's like, man, just got a family member die from COVID, lost my job, not going to be able to pay my daughter's tuition. Oh my, Gal Gadot oh my, imagine no possessions. I don't have any possessions. Yeah. You know?
What do you mean? Right now, like when you're in a pinch, you're like, oh man, just a rough day. You don't just like blast that like on repeat. Like um, but no, to me it kind of had it's like the impending bad, that just kind of sinks and settles. You're like, oh, this wasn't a good move, huh? This Who's gonna tell them? Kind of
Yeah.
like almost adjacent awkwardness to like the millennial pause.
What is the millennial? Because I've heard that term before, but I'm not really sure what it is.
It's like when you're filming and like sometimes you gotta leave like a couple seconds, but you just edit it out later just to make sure you don't cut off your words. So they just like the millennial pause is just clicking record and then there's just like a delay. So it's like, hey guys, welcome back. But they never cut it out. And it's like
Oh, okay.
between, it's like where you would edit it is just like the awkward freezing. And you're just like, oh, she paused. She paused. That's okay, girl. We all forget things in post. But I don't, I think they just don't know how to do it. But you know what? Fair enough. Fair enough.
I love those intros of those guys who kind of go way over the top with their like intros. Like you'd see them like get their hands out and be like, "What is up, guys?" You know those guys. I
Oh, are
always
you
found
talking
them
about
really
JoJo
funny.
Siwa?
Are you talking about the Queen of Betty Davis eyes? There's never been a better cover to that song ever.
I I agree. Peak vocals. Peak, dare I say, cinema.
Sang that song so hard, she's with a man now.
I, I being a lesbian myself, I didn't know that could happen. Just the song's so powerful, it just converts you
Yeah,
into a trad wife.
yeah. It's weird though because she invented gay pop. So
Oh, you're right. Oh, no, because no one has ever made a switch that big, ever.
Yeah. No,
No.
no.
Oh,
Forget when Bob Dylan switched to an electric guitar. Forget when uh Prince became the artist formerly known as Prince. Forget when Michael Jackson went from the Jackson 5 to Michael Jackson. Forget when I'm running out of moments here, but none of them compare. None of them compare. Oh,
no.
when the Beatles started taking psychedelics and just went full on helter skelter, that doesn't compare to when JoJo Siwa invented gay pop.
Ah, you know what? I think only one thing will, and that would be having her on a podcast. Because honestly, that'd be my dream guest right there,
She could
I feel
invent
like.
the gay podcast.
The only one. There's no others that exist.
There's
Never
never
have
been one
been.
before. Not
No.
none like hers. No.
No. Oh.
Another thing I wanted to talk about, well, the reason I wanted to do this topic, because I've actually wanted to do this topic for a while now, but it like kind of sprung into my head a little bit more after the Diddy documentary came out. I don't know if you saw any of that.
Yes, I watched the whole thing.
I I first of all, I was very excited by not the trailer, but by 50 Cent's interviews on television. I've never seen someone so happy at someone else's downfall, and I loved it. I lived for it. I love when they asked him like, "Yeah, what do you think he's gonna say when he sees the documentary?" And and he went, "I think he's gonna say this is a great documentary. I feel like this is one of the greatest documentaries ever made." And then they asked him, "Who's your favorite villain?" And then he went, "Probably Diddy." And then
So good.
there was one more where they asked him, so I heard there's some like unseen footage that you guys got of Diddy from like right before he was arrested. And does he know you guys have that in the doc? And he goes, I would doubt. I would doubt he knows. And I'm happy for him because I know he's wanted this for a long time. Um, and watching the documentary was crazy. All the stuff that happened. For not only there were so many opportunities where he things like for like regular people, um, he should have just been like that should have been the end. But for some reason, he kept moving forward, and it's just crazy that he was able to. Like first, I don't know if you remember this part. They don't talk about it for that long, but the high school gym incident where like I think it was like 12 people got trampled to death.
Oh, no.
Yeah. It was like half basketball game and then half like I think there was like Heavy D or a couple other celebrities were performing there. And it was only I think the gymnasium was only supposed to maybe have like 500 or so people in it, and they had like 2,000 or 3,000, something like that. And so
Yeah.
people couldn't, and there was only one entrance to like where the gymnasium part of the area was. So when people wanted to get out, they had to all go through the same entrance. And then after people started hearing, oh, there's a couple people dying on the loudspeakers, everyone started like going through, and it led to even more people dying. Acquitted for that. Got no charges for that.
That's
Of course, the Tupac and Biggie Smalls
yeah.
things strongly hinted that he had something to do with it, and which is something I've thought for a while.
Mhm.
Um, the Diddy parties, of course, which they don't spend a lot of time on, probably because like certain celebrities are probably like, I don't want my
To be
shit out there.
affiliated. Yeah.
Yeah. We've also got the J Lo thing. I did not know he was with J Lo. That
I
was
didn't
surprising.
either. Yeah. I was like, I thought, like, obviously there's a lot of things that, like, came to light in the documentary, but I watched it with my mom and my stepdad, and when that happened, we all went, "Did you know that?" I was like, "Oh, Color me surprised. No idea.
No. So she's probably went to a Diddy party. Just gotta say.
Yeah.
And then what else we got? Oh, just like all the Cassie. Oh my gosh, Cassie. I feel so bad for her and pretty
Poor
much
girl, yeah.
every woman that like had to deal with him in some sort of way. The videotapes, it was all just like insane. And the Kid Cudi blowing up his car, just like wow.
Yeah. It yeah, you couldn't write a plot like that, genuinely. It's there I felt like seeing it all laid out in once, like sequentially, like really getting the actual timeline, it just made it feel even more insane. And then seeing, yeah, all those little moments where it's like, if you were to equate that to either a regular person or even like celebrities now, a lot of them, they would have been done, immediately canceled, career
Yeah.
ruin. But this guy's like, he's like a freaking cockroach, bro. He just kept coming back. It's like, hello? We're not
And
gonna
it's not like
say
he doesn't
anything?
even make like good music himself. Like he's a producer, I get that, but like the fact that people like I don't know. I just find it crazy. Also, of course we have to talk about the at Biggie's funeral. The fact that Biggie had to pay for his own funeral essentially, and
Yeah.
the dance that he did I saw that on TikTok for weeks. Just people dancing like in like full white to every breath, or not every. I'll be missing you.
Yeah. Yeah. I mm-mm, mm-mm.
It's insane. But I think that kind of just ties into the whole point I want to make about like the evilness of celebrities that we just never really saw at the time. Because, before, social media, the internet, we really didn't know much about these people. Like we just thought they were these perfect semblances of like human beings, like they were flawless. And then social media came around and, publicists and all this other stuff kind of went out the window because celebrities started speaking for themselves. And turns out, they don't have a lot of good things to say. One thing I don't know if you've heard about this one. One of the most atrocious celebrity cases of just like being evil people that I've heard of. Brad Pitt. You ever heard the Brad Pitt Angelina Jolie kind of fallout?
Yeah, I it's been a while since I've looked back into it, but yeah, I remember hearing, like, when it was, like, really happening and it was starting to blow up, just how crazy it was, and it was just like, "Okay, he I was like, "Does this are we just gonna accept this? Are we gonna do something?" I feel like it definitely dampened career,
Yeah.
but I don't think it, like, fully ended it, which is unfortunate, but
Yeah, he was just in F1, Oscar nominated movie. He's probably going to be in another Oscar nominated movie pretty soon. I know they're doing another Oceans movie pretty soon. It's not like it hurt him at all.
that's right.
I mean, but that also has to do with his PR team. He has a great PR team out there. Um,
Yeah.
Without that, could be looking at him much more different.
Yeah, I was
And
like,
that's another thing. Oh, sorry.
"No, you're good. Go on. You got the thought. Run with it."
I wanted to say, like, the fact that to tie this into the Diddy thing again, they still get away with it. Like, I know, like, we had, like, the Me Too movement that kind of exposed people, but, like, for the most part, a lot of them got away with it. Diddy got away with it. He got 50 months, less than 5 years, and because the jury just felt sympathy for him. They thought there's no way he did all this stuff. They're just trying to tear a successful black man down. So what if he has more baby oil than the population of a third world country? Some people just like what they like. And what if he did beat the crap out of Cassie? Maybe she should have left. Somebody actually said that in the documentary. I find that
Yeah.
crazy.
Insane. Because well, at the end of the day too, we see different like bringing it back to the present day, just really quick, I mean, we see it all the time with a bunch of different allegations, these different things are surfacing about these different male celebrities and nothing's being done. But the second there's something that's involving some sort of female celebrity, all of a
Katy Perry.
sudden it's a hard stop. It's an overall just like systemic wanting to oppress women. And a good example of that is Chapelle Roan. I feel like
Mm,
she like, there's some dicey stuff, but I like, the one that comes to light for me is the incident with the security guard and
yeah.
the 11-year-old girl. Yeah. Um, and it wasn't even her security guard. She had nothing to do with it. And she comes out, makes an apology every time she's taken accountability, and still people are like, "Ugh, she's been done since this incident." I'm like, but why? Why? We watch all these different people historically make do the most atrocious stuff, and it's just swept under the rug because at the end of the day, people want names that are recognizable. And even if it's a canceled or there have been different things floating around about them, if they just are like, well, we'd rather have people come in, spend the money, see the big name like Brad Pitt, write on that movie poster and be like, oh yeah, I remember him from this movie. It's like a constant just like stacking up work to just distract from the actual human action, the actual evilness that is just a part of being a human. Not saying that everybody like has that inside of them, obviously, but
Yeah, yeah.
there there are negative traits of being a person. And when you're a celebrity and you feel untouchable, and we are getting proved time and time again that they can be untouchable, that it's just a never ending cycle that just continues to instill these different societal norms and these different oppressions for people. And it's like, there's so many double standards. If you were to flip the script, it would have been a way different outcome. It's just drives me crazy, drives me so
Yeah.
bonkers. You see it all the time.
I I also I've kind of equated it very similarly to politics in a way too. Like, look at the way they treat Obama, and then the way they treated like Trump to some people. Like, for example, Trump tweeted on Easter. There was a part of his tweet that said, "Praise Allah, we're going to bomb the fuck out of Iran," and everyone was just like, "Yeah, yeah, what's wrong with that?" And then Obama wore a fucking tan suit one day, and they're like, "This guy needs to get the fuck out of here," you know?
Hmm. Yeah, it's across gender and race and ethnicity. It's just anything they can to maintain this sort of control where it's a very like male dominated we live in a very male dominated world, but specifically the white male world where they need to have the complete one up on everybody else, and they do everything they can to try and get down on other people in these different minority groups. And it's like, where is the across equal standard that we're all supposed to be, even when they're in the same industry or field? It's like, I don't understand why we're so fixated on just that and not the actual substance of what they're wanting to do and like what they're trying to achieve to help. Well, okay. I mean, Trump isn't helping anybody. I he's not. He's not. But it's just like the
Understatement
complete
of the year.
disregard. Yeah, I'm like the complete disregard of anything substantial. Um and the complete disregard of honestly a voice and the power within it. I'm like, it's appalling just seeing these different things of history just continue to be so further and further instilled into the pillars of what makes our society today, and especially just the social hierarchy of I mean, social hierarchy of society sounds like a really stupid way to say it. It just seems like a repetitive thing. But specifically when it's like celebrities or these people of influence, it's like you're just further and further instilling these ideals, and we're going so backwards. And there's a lot of different factors that go into the different like regression and then the jump forward, then regression, then jump forward. But at the end of the day, it's all just relying on these pillars that are just toxic and not progressive at all.
think another memory that stands out to me when I started to realize, like, oh, maybe something a bit off about these guys was Tom Cruise. When that whole like when I didn't even know what Scientology was until I like watched like there was like an episode of South Park that explains it. And
Yeah.
my favorite part is when like they're explaining everything and then like across the TV it just shows they actually believe this. They actually believe this. But I don't know if you've seen the clip of him on Oprah, the one where he jumps on the couch.
No.
Oh my god. This is this is I think the peak of it's going to make a great clip. This is the peak of like celebrity like just like freak outs, crash outs essentially. He had started dating Katie Holmes
Mhm.
from Dawson's Creek, Batman Begins, and he's a guest on Oprah to promote I think War of the Worlds or something like that. Maybe some other movie. But he's a guest on Oprah and every time he is asked about Katie Holmes, he starts jumping on the couch. Like just out of nowhere. Like there's no context for it. And then she's
Okay.
like, how do you feel about her? And he's just like, and he keeps jumping on the couch, and like all everyone that the on the in the audience is just screaming because they're just like, what's happening? What's happening? But they're screaming like out of like enjoyment because like, oh my gosh, this is so cute. And then at some point, like he brings her on stage and like he starts dancing, and it's so weird. It's so weird. Like if you get the chance, just look up a picture of Tom Cruise, Oprah couch. Like it's so weird.
Yeah, I mean,
At a
honestly,
certain point, oh sorry,
yeah, exactly. It reaches a certain point. Like, it reaches a point where it's like, what are you doing? But
like
I've
security
also
is
like,
thinking like, do I need to step out here? Like, is he going to do something?
yeah, it's like never let them know your next move to the max, but it's in like a derogatory way, I guess, where it's like,
Yeah,
um, I I feel like derogatory isn't the correct word, but it's I can't think of the other one. I was like, that's not the right word at all. But
it's fine for right now.
yeah. I was like, you know what? Sometimes you just gotta stick with the replacement of the word. And I fear that's a majority of my life. But
And if not, we'll just fix it in post.
true. Oh, movie magic. But yeah, I've never liked Tom Cruise. There's always been something about him that I'm like, I feel so unnerved looking. Like there's something about your energy that is just very unnerving. And then I mean, come to find the Scientology stuff too. I was like, oh, well, that, yeah, yeah, that,
And his fucking one tooth. Like he doesn't have two front teeth. He has one tooth.
yeah, yeah. I was like, I mean, like, be who you are, girl, but I don't know. I just don't think I like him.
He's definitely a guy. Definitely a guy who some could say maybe not a straight guy. I don't know. It feels like he's hiding something. He is an
Yeah,
actor.
that's exactly what it is. He just feels like he just has like so many secrets, and it's like, oh, okay, but like, it's like when somebody's trying to tell you something, like, oh, I've been so excited to tell you, and it's like, yeah, what is it? Oh, you know, it's just so exciting. I don't know if I can find the words for it. And it's like, okay, but what is it? It's like, oh, you're gonna be so mad. Tell me, what is it? But it's just Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
And it's just like an
That's why
unspoken, just like link.
that's why I think he's so good at running, honestly. Because he's trying to run away from his true feelings.
It's running. Oh my God. I'm so glad
He's
for Nicole
running
Kidman.
yeah. Good for Nicole Kidman, good for what's her name? His first wife, you know, I think he'd still be weird even if his first wife had introduced him to Scientology. And good for Katie Holmes too.
Yeah, yeah,
But he would have just been like a weird Catholic, most likely.
probably. It's like, what is the lesser of these two evils? I think it's the weird Catholic, but like,
Yeah. Uh, what it I wanted to ask, are there any celebrities out there that like you used to hold in very high regard and kind of they did something that basically made you think like, I, why do I look up to these people?
Ooh. Um, let's see. Oh, oh my God, I do have one. I feel like I have a couple more that are fairly like recent, like more recent than this one, but um, I feel like with the state of the world that it's in, it's been a lot. It's like, man, I didn't like. I feel like with a lot of things coming to light and social media, it's just easier to just block them and just go like, yeah, I used to like them, but they freaking suck now. Have you seen that? But I used to be a really huge Panic at the Disco fan. Really,
What did
really.
they do?
I
Oh, just
like.
Brendan Urie in general, or oh,
Yep, it's just him. I don't know about everybody else, but then it was kind of like a natural thing. Like I started uh like listening to their music less and less, and like sometimes I'll still go back and listen to like their first couple albums because they're pretty good. And sometimes you just need like that emo staple. But yeah, the transphobic, homophobic, just all of the stuff coming out of I think it was a live stream video, and just seeing all of that, how problematic, and then the band breaking up and everything. I was like, man, come to think, like, thought you were this super cool dude, and now it's like you're just a wreck, bro. Like his career ended as soon as he lost everybody around him that he was freaking using. And I was like,
and he lost his voice.
dang. Yeah, and he lost his voice. I was like, damn, you lost
Karma.
your swag, your friends, the talented
And I bet you
people.
can
Oh,
actually walk on buildings like that.
yeah. Oh, loser. Can't defy gravity. Oh, well.
I was about to say, where's Alpha when you need her? That's another thing we do too much. Like, I feel like with social media, we're kind of victims of this too. We over obsess over every little thing. Like, I remember during the promotional tour, for Wicked, when like everyone was talking about how like everyone like looked like they just escaped from like a refugee camp, and I thought it was going a bit too far. I did think they looked very skinny, but then again, I also thought like I don't know why I've always thought that like that whole publicity tour was to cover up the fact that like and distract press that like Ariana Grande got with like that married dude.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that also ties back into what you were saying. Everyone was talking about Ariana Grande's side of it, but not the fact that this man left his wife and kids for Ariana Grande.
Yeah. And I remember too at first I was like, "Oh my god," like um I was like, "Man, I can't believe she did that," cuz I had heard somewhere that she had done it before, but it's like, yeah, like this is a relationship. There's two people. I was like, at the end of the day, like he chose to leave his newly born child and wife for her. And the whole Wicked press tour, I was getting really interested because people were like, "There's going to be documentaries on this movie. Just watch." And I go, "No, there's going to be a documentary about the modern way of marketing film and how these different like what goes into it and the different strategies and how a lot of it hasn't worked anymore." But also the influence of the media because for me, yes, the weight loss, the drastic weight loss was a big flag, but they also contributing to that, they filmed both films back to back. That is such a demanding schedule. The movies are long. They had elaborate sets and numbers and it it was an insane thing for them to do. I understand why they did it, so they can have the release dates and stuff, but that's definitely a
Yeah.
huge factor in it. But the biggest thing to me, other than that, because obviously I was getting the most buzz, that I realized I was like, people are like really, really like trying to pick apart this cast and find anything is again with Ariana Grande, but also Cynthia Erivo, just their relationship in general, but specifically painting Cynthia Erivo to be this hyper obsessed, overprotective angry woman over Ariana Grande. I was like, we're just because some of their interviews are weird. They are, but again, long filming process, lots of time together, all this stuff. But you see, like all these, like the one video that really got it to start blowing up and to like get these like so many people to send just strong hate to Cynthia Erivo was this video where somebody reached and grabbed Ariana Grande and Cynthia pushed them off and was like, "Don't touch her." And people are like, "How could she do that? She's so possessive." I was like, "This random dude just grabbed her. Nobody else did anything. What do you mean?" It's like, and it started up such a storm of just these just terrible racist memes and just so much shit just flying around. And I was like, it's like the complete just like out of context lack of media literacy narrative that people are pulling and taking from it. I was like, I felt like people were either way too invested into it where they were like really what's the word? Just like really dove way too deep and had like the parasocial sort of connection, or it was like just nitpicking every little thing. Like every interview, there was like zoom ins on how their hands moved, and there was body language people going like, "Oh my God, you see how her finger moved after this question? That means she's lying." And I'm like, just asked her if she had a good day. Like, what are we doing? Yeah, and I think I hope that they do some sort of like deeper
Do
look
do.
into the no, I got that too. I was like, oh well. Into just the production side of things. I think it'd be really interesting. It's already a fast-paced industry, and how do you do two giant films with this big of a legacy like this and have it be this successful, but also just the press tour in general, because that was crazy. And then, yeah, you're right. Everybody stopped talking about the Ariana Grande Ethan Slater thing. And you would see like some reporters trying to like get it out of them, like when they would interview them, but nothing, crickets about the whole situation. It was just swept under. It was like, nothing, nothing. We're just going to forget about it now. Okay. Okay, cool.
If I could ask them
Um,
each one question, Ethan and Ariana, I would just go up to them and be like, "How'd you guys meet?"
so did you guys meet or like did you see SpongeBob the musical and then you got to go after him, or like did you meet somewhere else? Like I'm just
Was it
curious.
like she said like break up with your girlfriend, I'm bored, or like how did that happen?
Yeah, like I'm bored of my marriage. Like let's just live La Vida Loca,
Yeah.
run away together.
Did you? I know you said you had talking points too. Was there anything that you wanted to get at about the whole celebrity thing?
Um, mine mine was a little bit different. It roughly followed the I didn't have any like stark examples I'm finding, which I was like, that's unlike me. Okay. But like the overall like evolution of how this sort of wanting to idolize and worship these different celebrities and the media they produce, just how we're perceiving them originated in the 90s with TMZ and all of this stuff. But then
Mm.
with social media, it got to be a next level. But then there's now more of a demand for authenticity. But what does authenticity look like? There's still a very structured view about what a celebrity should be like, should look like, should be doing and acting like. But even despite placing all these things, authenticity is valued. But it's really not. Everything is curated. Everything has to be some sort of strategy. And it's really interesting seeing the death of celebrity culture with the rise of influencer culture, even though that started to die out too. Similar reasons, lots of overlap. Um, it,
Essentially replaced them.
yeah. I mean, look at Coachella. Coachella is the freaking influencer Olympics. What's It's like my sister told me the other day, she's like, "I'm so sad. She likes to bake and cook, and she was like, I can't get any of my recipe videos. It's just everybody getting ready for Coachella." And I was like, "Yeah." Yeah. But yeah, I it's overall just like this it's interesting to see just this total rift in reality, and with having literally all the information in the world at our fingertips on a daily basis, how that rift has somehow further grown despite having all this information come out, and the sort of shattering of this elite class of people that have been worshipped. Despite that, is it going to go anywhere? Probably not. Are these people going to get canceled? Probably freaking not. Don't know why. We should. It's all right there. Look at Google. Crazy. But yeah, that's a lot of mine was just along those lines.
Yeah. Feels like the only people going back to the Me Too movement actually that get like caught are when there's just like so much overwhelming evidence. And even then I still think like the only reason like Harvey finally got caught was one because he didn't have anything anyone wanted, so people didn't want to protect him as much anymore. I mean, like this had happened in like 99, 2000 when he was at his like peak with Miramax and like the Shakespeare in Love beating what was it? Saving Private Ryan at the Oscars or, Chicago, Frida, those movies at the time. I like that it would have been swept under the rug. But the fact that he hadn't made a hit in years and the social media becoming more of a thing, everyone kind of sharing everything. I even feel like people got away. Honestly, I feel like there's so many who definitely got away that we never even heard of, and we're not gonna hear about because they got
Yeah.
Harvey, and that was like the big distraction, and then everyone else kind of went and like hid, and they probably still do some of the same stuff nowadays, but we just don't hear about it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, even having, like, information like the release of the Epstein files, it's like, what's actually been done about it? Even if we get the information and we see all of this, it's like, are these people gonna be held accountable? And the answer is no. The power dynamics are so warped and, honestly really dystopian, where it's just there is an elite group of people who will not have to pay the consequence of their actions
Yeah,
unless they're Justin Timberlake and they get pulled over for DWI on the middle of their world tour. Briefly
it
met his
did. Yeah,
consequences.
it did ruin the tour a little bit.
It did it did ruin the tour. I was like,
I love
forgot
that
about that
video
one.
so much.
This is gonna ruin the tour. What tour? The
Look,
world
it
tour.
I'm Justin Timberlake. It's kinda hard to understand what I do.
What yeah, what touring for what? It's too much. You won't get it.
I love also, like, literally, there was some girl, I don't know if it was, like, somebody that was in the car with him, or I think they were in a car following him, and they're like, "You arrested Justin Timberlake." "Justin Timberlake? NSYNC? Bye, bye, bye?" And, like, the police officers, like, are definitely lying. They know what these songs they know who Justin Timberlake is, but they're just like, "No, I've never heard of this guy." And I love it. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, a good one. I didn't know he did
Oh,
a whole
and
press release about it.
yeah. And the Tiger Woods thing, I saw a post that said those pictures, they're going to feed families. Generational wealth right there with those pictures. Is
Yeah.
I love how
So
his first thing after crashing his car again was to the police, just got off the phone with the president, as if he's gonna do something.
the president now, you mean? You think they're gonna
Yeah,
Oh, so silly. So silly.
yeah.
Distorted reality. Mm.
Distorted reality. Yeah, they do live in a distorted reality. They just think like I also think of I mean this also goes with politicians too. Like Hillary Clinton. Do you remember that picture of her when she was campaigning in 2016 where she went into like a middle class family's home and she has that like
Yes.
1,000 yards there where she's just like, you
Yeah.
know,
That's right. Yeah.
you know,
Yeah, it's like the out of touch. I mean, bring it back to the Imagine video era being in COVID and it's like influencers like, "This is hard on us all," and they're, like, playing golf in their backyard, and it's like, "Oh, okay," or it's like they're going out anyway, and they're still
Yeah.
going to parties, and it's like, "Oh,
Yep, all
okay,
those massless parties they went to, yeah.
yeah, 'cause, uh, guys, it won't get us, it won't get us."
Yeah, you're too rich, you know? Just blend a little money and inject that into your veins, that's the cure for COVID, for rich
Yeah,
people at
here, look,
least.
let's just and it's gone. It's
Yeah.
suddenly there's not a whole planet being affected. No. Mm-mm.
Speaking of celebrities and drugs, do you remember that have you seen that one clip of, Selena Gomez and, Kid Cudi, like, smoking weed together? And then, Selena Gomez is like, "I could go live right now. Yeah, I
Oh,
could go
yeah.
live." And then, like, Kid Cudi's just like, "You ever hear that, like," and he says, like, the most, like, craziest shit ever. It's, like, this really sad story, and Selena's like, "No, no, I didn't know that. What the fuck are you talking about?" And I've always found that so funny. He let his intrusive thoughts win.
Yeah, it reminds me of I'm a huge fan of Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and there's this
Mm.
scene where, um, the Captain Holt, the captain of the police precinct, he's talking to this cop he gets paired with, and she's like, "Oh, no, if I get arrested, I'll never find my twin sister's killer." He's like, "What?" She goes, "Yeah, that's the whole reason why I joined the force to get justice for my twin sister's murder." And he goes, "There's no way you told me that." Like, there's just no. What are you on about? It's like the intrusive thoughts winning and the blend of reality. It's like, girl, you're not the main character. People don't know your plot,
Yeah,
and that's okay. We should probably keep it like that for some way, for some things. I
yeah.
think just a little bit.
People need to touch some more grass.
Yeah, yeah. See the sun. Ugh. And even like I don't know, just explore in general. And now I mean, I work with kids, and it's appalling. I had an argument with a kid about what a cow looked like. And I was like, "What do you mean? You don't know what a cow was?" They thought it was a donkey. They were describing
Oh.
a donkey. And I was like, "That's a donkey." And I showed them a picture, like, "That's a cow." And I was like, "No, it's not." They were 7. I was like, who are your parents?" I was like, "If you think this is a cow, what sound do you think it makes?"
They just gotta
Where?
touch some grass. They gotta feel the rain on their skin because no one else can feel it for them.
Yeah,
Only they can let it in. No
yeah.
one else.
It's all unwritten, and it's a world that you just gotta really go out.
Yeah. Go out and travel 1,000 miles.
Reach for something in the distance, and you'll find your way. You will.
Yeah. I like how this is becoming just a motivational chat now.
Oh, yeah, we gotta inspire.
We do need to inspire. People need more role models, you know? Themselves, their family members. That's who people should look up to nowadays, unless you have like a family problem. But either way, community leaders. There's other people that are within your vicinity that you can look up to that you might actually meet someday. You know?
Yeah, and honestly, just like the want for connection in general, like having these different influencers that they just really look up to and consume, and it's like, okay, but when's the last time like you saw somebody like a friend or responded to a text? It was like me personally, I was getting notifications on my phone. I fell behind on notifications, but I was like, this is crazy. Like I have really cool people and I am just unreachable. So it takes time to like regain it back, but it's totally possible and it's so awesome when you do. It's like, oh
Yeah.
my God, I actually have real people to interact with and not doom scrolling or God forbid the people that use AI bots. Please don't use AI bots. Please don't use AI. Please don't. But I know there's people like that too that are like, oh no, it's totally normal. This is Sheila, my bot. I'm like, no, what are you doing? No, it's not a real person. No. And like, I mean, celebrities and influencers are real people too. But again, the distorted reality and the just complete separation of just feeling them as this other. It's like, guys, it's cool. Like they're really, really well. Okay, well, obviously, like people we talked about, some of them are not talented or are just like oh famous and wealthy for stealing other people's work, but a lot of them are really talented and they're really passionate and they're artists and it's so cool to see. But we don't have to be like trying to jump on stage to get with them, you know, or like really reaching to like actually grab them and stuff. Or it's like, oh my god, yeah, like remember this moment when you were 13 and first getting famous? They're like, no, why do you know that?
All right. Well, I think that's a good way to end things. Touch some grass, focus on the people around you, not people you're never going to meet, and stop stop grabbing people.
So
Yeah.
cool. Hands to yourself.
Hands to yourself. Yes, we both work with children. Hands to yourself. All right. I'd like to wrap up this episode of Rent Free History. I'd like to thank you, Peyton, for being a member of the Two Timers Club. Maybe Three's Company is soon for you in the future.
It'd be pretty fire. Be pretty fire.
It would be indeed. All right. Thank you to everyone who's listening. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Thank you and goodbye.